us hunting, we hooked up with NB Cart. They sponsor us by letting us use their XRT 1550. And it really goes without saying, if you're a serious hunter and you're going out in the field every day, you know what it's like to carry all your gear with you. This thing is priceless. With the places we go, we deal a lot with open areas. A lot of times we don't know where we're at. Some of the outfitters we even hook up with don't have access to be able to get you out to and from your stand. The XRT went with us on multiple occasions, especially in North Dakota. We were up at Minot and had actually been into an area, if you've never been there, it's a giant open marsh, just fields and fields and fields of just open, unknown, ruddy area. We were going up there for waterfowling. You could possibly not see anybody the whole time you were out there. Our vehicles weren't something we could use very easily, so we relied on the XRT. With the four of us and a dog, it made it a lot easier to get around. You could get from field to field, especially with the movement of the birds that we were dealing with. So we had a lot of get and go type of experience, to where the X that these geese and ducks were on would move on a daily basis and throughout the day. We actually have a duck blind. It's all made up that we have to get from in front of the garage to behind the garage where we're at. We again took the XRT, pulled it out, hooked it up to the blind. You can see from the footage, like, you put the blind on there, the suspension is so stout, it doesn't even flex the suspension. It's like it's not even has anything on there. The blind on, pulled it on back, we were able to adjust it, start blinding it for the season to really get everything you need to do. I mean, it's way more efficient, it's way more economical to be able to grab the XRT, which uses hardly any fuel at all, and move your blind around, get it set up, make adjustments around the house. You could use this for anything. It's got a spot in the front and the rear for a hitch and for a movable winch.
It was the first time your silhouette caught my eye. High with all my friends and to walk on by. Beaching like the stones deep in the ground. They didn't want to move me till I feel what I found. All of my thoughts, they just raced out of face on your face, and I had to chase your resting. With my eyes crossing lines, searching for another time.
You can actually get the XRT in two different styles. You've got the 2-seater or 4-seater, and you've also got gas or diesel. We had the 4-seater gas, which you couldn't even tell the difference between a diesel and got because the engine and its torque power ratio was high enough and good enough that it was just like driving a diesel. It got you anywhere you needed to go.
To my knees, I was flying, never felt so free. You gave me something to believe.
got four-wheel drive all the time. So we actually went out and just tried to see what we could do and where we could take it and what its limitations were, and we couldn't really find any. I would just randomly drive off into ditches even just to see like if its clearance would pat. If it had the ability to make it through the ditch, which it would excel easily.
Something about your smile now, baby, the way it hits the light. I would've given anything for a minute of your time. I didn't even care, I was fly, yeah. Never felt so free. Let my spirit carry me. I was fly, yeah. Never felt so free. Give me something to believe. And I know in all the times that I tried to walk the line.
Another time we actually took it down to Missouri. We were fortunate enough to go down to Ridge Runners Outdoors and get to hunt on their property.
What a chore, I was looking for more. Won't you please just set me free?
Ton of deer, but a ton of bad area to try and get these deer after you tagged them. Sergeant First Class Dunn tagged a nice little 6-point, but with a huge body. And it, of course, went right into the worst possible place you could get. We went in, tried to drag this thing out, and it was just a nightmare. We couldn't immediately gut it right there in the property due to they didn't want to bring coyotes back into that area. Went, grabbed the XRT, pulled around, slid right down through the woods, through the brush, through the underbrush, through everything laying in it, broken branches, everything. Drove like I was just driving through the road.
Let my spirit carry me.
We get there, we're able to get the XRT pretty much right close to the deer where we could go. Drag it up to it, and it's got a, with this bed that it has on there, it's got a capacity. It'll hold another 1,500 pounds towing capacity and load capacity. So you've got the ability to just back right up to whatever you just shot, pop down the tailgate, throw it in the back, load it up, and just drive straight out of it like you were just right on the side of the road.
Guess I'll just keep moving, searching for what is right. Living downtown Chicago, spinning in the local bus. A double parked under Fancy on my way to see the Cubs. Even though the city was crazy, for them now I've been home. Sound was too busy working.
Ridge Runners actually is a collection of different lands too. So every morning we had scouted it from the night before, so we're having to jaunt back and forth. The Heroes hunting vehicle that I use is a Roush F-150. It's 2-wheel drive and it's made for speed. It's not made for going into these backwooded 4x4 areas. I know a lot of hunters out there have cars or minivans, or they just have vehicles they're not willing to put out into cornfields and milo fields and stuff that you sometimes have to go to. So we have the added benefit of being able to take the XRT, drive it down with us, unload it. It actually carries everything out there for us that we need, carries us back to and from. It also allows you to get into areas you might not have been able to get into before. Different leases you work with. It totally changes the game as far as going from a mediocre hunter to a serious hunter and what you're gonna get. crap. That right there, that's what's been bringing me out here.
Into the sea.